dive into this competition in 3, 2, 1, go. And it looks like we have 4 robots on the move. All of them are trying to accomplish something. Power Surge is trying to hang a specimen. Meanwhile, their partners Gnome are scoring in that top bucket. Gnome is going to score their second sample in that top bucket. Meanwhile, across from them, Robo Wolves is parked, and Duke's Robotics has successfully scored one in that top basket. Gnome has parked, and it looks like the Crimson Crusaders are going to push into their
Drivers, pick up your controllers.
And that's
3,
the end of our autonomous
2,
period. It's time to
1.
dive into Teleop. And it looks like we have 4 robots on the move. Power Surge pushing samples into their human player zone. It looks like they have 4 specimens on the wall already, and they're going to grab their first one, trying to score it. Meanwhile, on the Red Alliance, Robo Wolves has successfully scored a sample in that top basket. Meanwhile, their alliance partners, Duke Robotics, looks like they're trying to go and score their sample in that top basket. The Crimson Crusaders looks like they might be lining up to get that second specimen. Meanwhile, Gnome is filling up that top basket. FTA, Crimson Crusaders, Power Surge does have some troubles. Gnome has successfully scored another one in that top basket. Meanwhile, Robo Wolves are trying to retrieve a sample from the submersible. Meanwhile, their alliance, Duke's Robotics, is working as a shuffle bot, where they are shuffling samples into that little triangle to score points. Gnome is adamant about that basket, and they are currently being successful with it, doing a great job scoring in samples into that top basket. Power Surge is back up and moving again, but unfortunately they still seem to be having some troubles. Robo Wolves has scored another one in that top basket. Meanwhile, Duke's Robotics is still shuffling those, and that is our end game. Let's see what teams continue to do. Gnome is balancing a sample on that edge, and they hit it in. Good job, Gnome. And it looks like Robo Wolves has successfully reached that second level ascent. Meanwhile, Gnome is parking. Power Surge is pushing samples into that little triangle, trying to score points that way. Meanwhile, Duke's Robotics is